Hi everybody, it's been so long since I've done a video, I'm very sorry. The last couple of weeks of my pregnancy was really rough, so I haven't had time to do a video. And obviously since he's been born, I haven't had a lot of time to do the video neither. So, oh, here we go. So I'm doing one now since I've got plenty of time. This is Edward, he's a boy. So I was right, I knew I was going to have a boy. And everybody, this is baby Edward. He is 4 weeks tomorrow, but not a month until Saturday. He was born at 7:04 at 7:30 at night by emergency C-section. He had a rough time coming into the world, bless him. He had to go to special care for 4 days, and I wasn't with him for 4 days, so it was really horrible. This is only a quick video, and I'll tell you about what happened. Might make it a bit longer. I'm feeding him myself, he's breastfed, and I do pump off milk so that the rest of the family can feed him. He's doing very well. He's put on like 2.5 pounds or something stupid like that in 4 weeks. He now weighs 9, 11.5. He's getting weighed again on Thursday, so we'll find out how big he is again. He likes to play up. He's a very good boy. He sleeps very well, and he wakes up about 3 times at night, and then comes half 6 in the morning, he won't go back to sleep. So I've got to be awake for him, and it's horrible because I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed. I've been looking after him all night, and now it's my time to sleep. But Mum will have him in the afternoon, and I can have like an hour nap. He does great. He's lovely. Shall I tell you about my birth, Mike, as well? Well, what happened? The last week of my labour, the last week of before he was born, I had the midwife. The week before, so at 38 weeks, I had a midwife's appointment. And my blood pressure was high on the Tuesday, and she said, "Come and see the doctor next week because I'm fully booked." She wasn't very good. She didn't test my urine, which she should have done, but she didn't. She was silly. So I had really high blood pressure and didn't feel very good that week. So the next week I went and I sat down with the doctor, and I had the doctor check me. My blood pressure was really high, and she checked it 4 times, and she tested my urine, and it had a lot of protein in there. And she said, "Well, why wasn't you in the hospital last week?" And I said, "She didn't send me to the hospital. She didn't even say that I needed to go." So she wasn't very happy. I think she had a go at the midwife about it. So the next day she said, "I'll send a midwife round." So the next day they tested me again, and it was still really high. It was even higher than the day before. So they sent me to the hospital, and they tested me again, and they took my blood, which I hated, and it was really high. So they said, "I think we should keep you in overnight." So I said okay, and they put me on a really cool monitor where they measured the baby's heart. It was awesome. It was so funny. It sounded like he was in a little race. It was so cute. And me and my mum were taking the mick out of him, even though he wasn't born, but it was really sweet. So that was the Thursday. That was in the hospital, and then on the Friday they said I could go home, and if I felt ill I had to come back in and see them. So the Friday I come home, I had some food. I said, "Oh, I have a bit of a tummy ache here, Mum." So Mum was like, "Oh, maybe the baby's coming." I was like, "No, no, I don't think the baby's coming." I was like, "No, I don't think the baby's coming." So then I woke up. I had a bit of pain all through the night, but it wasn't like, I just thought it was a bit of bellyache. I didn't realise I was in labour. So the Saturday come, and the Saturday I was 40 weeks, and I was like, woke up, and I was nice and early, and I had some stomach pain still. And then come 9 o'clock, they started every 10 minutes. I was like, oh my god, I'm actually 40 weeks and I've gone into labour. I was like, yes, on my actual due date. I was like, I'm going to have the baby tonight. I was so excited. I was thinking, yay! And I was really, really excited. And they started every 5 minutes. And they lasted for a minute long, and they lasted for longer. And Mum was like, maybe we should take you into hospital now. And I was like, yeah, maybe we should just go and get checked out. So we went in and they tested me. I went in and then they like, oh, he's going to start, hang on. I went in and they like felt around like they do. And she was like, you're not dilated, you're just dephasing. And I was like, so I'm having labour pains and I'm just dephasing? Yeah. And I was like, okay, so what do I do now? She goes, go home. She goes, it could take a while. We might be gone into proper labour by tomorrow. I was like, great. So I woke up the next day and all through the night, apparently, my mum said, you're making so much noise all through the night. I was like, obviously my dad was at he was doing something else. He was house sitting or something, looking after some house. So there's me and Mum, and I stayed in Mum's bed that night, and I was up all night making noises. It was so funny. I was like, eh. Well, I was asleep, so I didn't know I was doing it, rolling over and apparently and everything. And then Sunday come, and I still had the labour pains. And Sunday night, I had no sleep. Monday night, I had no sleep. And then Tuesday, I was so exhausted. I had no sleep. I was up all the time. I'd sat up straight. I drank loads of fluid just to keep me going, and my eyes weren't even open. I was in so much, like, I wasn't even in pain. I was just so tired, and I got really upset because I had no sleep. I was so upset about it. I was like, ugh, because I was so asleep. And Mum said, I think we should take you into the hospital. And I was like, yes, please. So I was so tired. So we packed all my baby stuff. Well, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. We just went into the hospital. We didn't even take the baby stuff. We were like, we're just going. So Mum drove me into the hospital. And, no, wait, that's not even it. So, I thought I was constipated, right? And I was sitting there going, I can't go to the loo. I was sitting at home. So Mum got me some lactose or something like that to make me go, and it didn't make me go. I had prunes and everything, it didn't make me go. I had loads of crap that was meant to make me go to the loo, but I didn't go. And I was having like, I really thought I needed to go to the loo. And I went in and to the hospital, and they gave me we went into the hospital. And I said to the woman, I'm so tired, I've had no sleep. And Mum was like, seriously, she has had no sleep. She goes, if she goes into labour, she isn't going to be able to push the baby out. She's too tired. So I sat down in the delivery room, in the room, they examined me and stuff. And she said, you're 1 centimetre. And I was like, oh my God, I've been doing this for 3 days and I've only got to 1 centimetre. I was like, so tired. So she gave me some laxatives again to make me go to the loo. And then she gave me an injection in my leg, and she said the laxatives won't work straight away. They'll take ages for them to start working. It slowly makes it work. So there's me, and she goes, this should make you go to sleep. I said, alright then. She gave me this injection in my leg. I jumped out my skin, it flaming out. I had more blood taken, and then I went to sleep. And it was the best hour's sleep I have ever had. I was like this, I woke up and I felt so happy. I had a cup of tea, had some biscuits. But because I had that injection, I had to stay a night. So I went back down to the foreign ward where I was the couple of nights before, and I stayed there overnight. And I kept acting for this injection so I could sleep. So they kept giving me this injection every couple of hours so it would work. And I laughed. And then I went and I slept. And then they come in and they kept checking on me. And then I think it was 2:30 in the morning, they were like, oh, we're going to take you up to the delivery room soon. I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, yes, really excited, like, I'm going to have the baby soon. You're 3 centimetres to 4 centimetres. I was like, 2 centimetres. Yep, 3 to 4 centimetres. I was like, ah. So they took me up to the delivery room, and I went down, and they checked me again. Yep, 3 to 4 centimetres, round about there. And a lovely Polish midwife, she was really nice. All the nurses, every nurse I had apparently were lovely. And she goes, you got gas and air now? I was like, there's loads of shit. It didn't work, it was crap. The stupid gas and air was rubbish, but I kept doing it just for something to do. And I kept having this injection, and I drifted in and out of sleep. And obviously I didn't